Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all doing today? I did a Food is Not Your Enemy Zoom class, and it did not. Well, it didn't. It wasn't. It was not the computer fault. It was my fault. I did not hit the record button, so I am going to come on here and do it again, just with me myself. I will not have the people ask me questions, but they was texting me. I mean, putting it in the chat and stuff like that. So I'm just going to come on here, record it again, so I can put it into the platform. So that way, if y'all want to hear it, you can hear it. Everybody else will not have access to it like y'all will. So, like I said, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to skip a lot of this stuff because, well, I guess I won't. Because some people in here don't know my story. So I guess I'll go ahead and do it pretty much the same way that I gave it to them. Except some of the stuff that I gave, I probably won't remember. So maybe y'all don't need to hear it. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just going to say welcome, welcome, welcome to Food is Not Your Enemy. I'm just going to basically read it to you from what I have on my computer. If y'all don't mind. Well, it don't matter if you mind or not, because that's how you're going to get it. I'm grateful you took time out of your busy schedule to come to this masterclass, because that's what it was. It was a masterclass. I was just giving them some of my knowledge, and this is what I'm doing to you as well. I am Felicia, the Anointed Trainer, and since I will be discussing food today, I will just go over one of my titles, and the title that I go by right now is I am a certified fitness nutrition specialist from NASM. I am a mother of 3 and a grandmother. Of course, my kids are 3 grown children, and then I also have 3 almost grown grandchildren. I am from Arkansas. I've been living here for 56 years, and I lived 1 year in Illinois. It's very cold up there too. In April of 2018, I had a stroke, and I made, and that's when I had the stroke, that's when I made a serious shift or serious turn with my health. I mean, everything, I changed my diet, I started changing my diet while I was in the rehab. So once they told me I had a stroke, then it's weird how my brain, that part of my brain was still operating and everything. I never thought about that. Yeah, because as soon as when they told me I had a stroke, I knew immediately what I needed to do to get my body started shifting and getting my body where it needs to be. And the first thing that I got rid of was sugar. I mean, the first thing, because I knew immediately what it does to the body. And I knew immediately what I needed to do to get it out of my body. And to get it out of my body was to stop putting it in my body. And that is exactly what I did. And when I tell you I went like, I can't think of an actor now. But anyway, I went hard. I changed. When I say I changed, I didn't eat no kind of sugar. I wouldn't even touch a cookie, a piece of pie, and my favorite pie is a pecan pie. But you could have brought that whole pie around me. I did not touch it. That's just how serious I had to get with my body. Now I'm not going to go into what the sugar do and all that stuff, because I have a class offering that as well. So if you want to take that class, I think it's a 4-week class, and you will have access to the class. I think it's 3 months. You have access to the class. Like I said, it's an 8 weeks course, and it's called You Might As Well Eat the Cookie. Because that was one of them things that I just loved, them cookies, them ginger snap cookies. Ooh. My ex-husband, he would buy 2 bags of ginger snap cookies. Poor thing. He would buy 1 bag for himself and 1 bag for me. Well, I ate them both of them. So it didn't really matter. He got to the point where he would start hiding his bag of cookies, but still, it didn't matter, because I would basically go out and get my own cookie, because I mean, I don't know what they got in it, but either way, I haven't touched them yet, but I'm pretty sure it won't bother me, even if I try to bring one of them in the house, because I know what I should and should not put in my body. And even if I eat a piece of cake or cookie or whatever, it don't matter to me, because I know what I need to do. I know how much sugar needs to be in my body and everything. And that was one of the things I was telling this group. I was telling them you only need 25 grams per day of sugar in your body. And that's why I can look at the back of the label package and tell you that, okay, this ain't going in my body. If I do put it in my body, I know what I need to do to make sure that it continue to flow on out of my body. So, and I will teach you that as well. Yes, I will. But like I said, I wouldn't touch a pie, a piece of cake, ice cream, nothing. Anything in that family right there, sugar. I just would not touch it, and I did that for 3 whole years. 3 years. So it's because I had the knowledge, and I became so fearful of food. I was so fearful of eating food. And the crazy thing was, I didn't understand why I became so fearful, especially when I had the stroke. I know that was one thing, because you got one doctor tell you don't eat this, somebody else telling you do eat this, telling you can't eat an egg, and next year they'll tell you to eat eggs. One next year tell you don't eat no ice cream. Well, that was me putting that in. But they should tell you don't eat no ice cream. But anyway, that's part of the process as well. But like I said, I had so much fear in me when it came to eating food, especially after I had my stroke. And the weird thing was, 9 years ago, that's what God had to remind me that I did a class, and I was teaching people food is not our enemy. But for some reason, the enemy had got a hold of me so bad that I immediately started thinking food was my enemy. And when I tell you I didn't want to put, it's weird. Like I said, it's really weird how we will let our minds get wrapped around something like food, and we need food. But my mindset was telling me, the enemy was basically telling me that you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And I got so tired one day. I was basically sitting there crying to God. I told God, I said, I just want to eat. But he basically showed me how to do that. Because like I said, I became so fearful of food that I left God out of me trying to get control of my health. I was so obsessed with it, with getting my health back, that I wasn't seeking God. I was not seeking God. I was too busy seeking the doctors. I'm not talking about the primary doctors. I'm talking about the natural, healthy doctors. Doctors like Dr. Sabi, Dr. Copeland, Dr. Becker, and Dr. this, Dr. that. So those were the people I was listening to, seeking out for knowledge. But I wasn't seeking God for knowledge. And that was the weird thing, was they're right there. So, but one day, God got a hold of me. Whew. And I had to turn the TV off. I had to cut off the TV from watching YouTube. I would get up in the morning time until I got ready to go to bed at night. That's how serious it had gotten for me, that I was seeking, watching one show right after another show, after another show, after another show, dealing with my health, trying to get control of my health. But when I cut the TV off, God told me I had to get in the Word, His Word. And that's when my transformation really started. When I turned off the TV, turned off the other doctors, and it's really, and as a matter of fact, I couldn't tell you when the last time I watched them. Wow. But I had to, because even them, some of the stuff that they were saying, it was putting fear in me. And that's what I want y'all to understand. Fear is not our food. Food is food. Food is not our enemy. It is not. But that's how the enemy hid my mind, like I said, believing that food was my enemy. But it's not. And now I am here to help others, to let them know that, like I said, food is not our enemy. It is not our enemy. So, but one of the questions that I asked the ladies in the group, I asked them, where are you afraid of food? And several of them in the group says yes. I think a few said no, but I think the majority of them said yes. Because I understand, because like I said, I was there. I was in that same boat, afraid of eating food, knowing that I needed it, but I was just afraid to put it in my body. Because I didn't know if it was going to cause me, I didn't know if it was going to cause me to have another stroke. I didn't know if it was cause me any issues on anything else in my body. That's how afraid, like I said, I was afraid of food, period. I'm being honest with you to let you know that I was in that same boat. But like I said, but once I got in my word, started reading my Bibles on the foods and reading my Bibles on health, reading them, once I had to put them words down into my body, into my soul, to remind me God is still in control of me, period. But like I said, the enemy will have you thinking that it wasn't. The enemy had me, like I said, had me thinking that I could not afford to move forward in my life, because if I continue to eat this food, then I will have another stroke. If I continue to eat this food over here, I may have another stroke. That's all that was in my mind. I may have another stroke. I may have another stroke. But I understand now that they are. Now, when I call bad foods, or foods like if it has no nutritional value to you, if you put it into your body and it brings you no nutritional value to your body, then to me, that would what I would be considered as a bad food. Now, there is no, I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, so like I said, a few other ladies did say yes, that they are still afraid of eating food. And then some of them said, a few said no. But you see, food is not our enemy. Like I said, it is a lack of knowledge of the food we are putting into our bodies. And the Bible says we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, and that applies in every area in our lives. And that comes from Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Because like I said, food is not the enemy, because food is a necessity. We need it. We got to have it. But the thing is, we don't have, like I said, there's a lack of knowledge of the food. And see, I can, when God gave me the knowledge as to what to do with the food that he wanted me to, what foods that was good for me, what foods he wanted me to eliminate. And when I started to eliminate part of the foods that he did not want me to have, that's when the changes came. And it is. And food isn't the enemy. It's the negative thoughts and the eating disorders that they are the enemy. It's our mindset. We have to renew our minds. We have to renew thinking that if you eat this over here, it will do harm on your body. Because one of the things that I say daily on myself, food. I don't say that part because food is not an enemy. But what I say to myself daily, I said I can eat whatever I want to eat whenever I want to eat it, and it will not harm my body. So I want you to start saying the exact same thing. You can eat whatever you want to eat whenever you want to eat it, and it will not harm your body. See, we have to get in this situation where we get so to the point that the enemy cannot trick us with fear of food, period. Because that's one of the things that I had to do, and I pray that you would still do the same thing. Now, there's other affirmations that I speak over myself daily, but that's the only one I'm going to share with you today. Okay? Okay? Good food keeps you alive. Now remember that. Good foods are foods that put nutritional value into your body. See, even when I had my stroke, I got to the point where I was only putting foods in my body that was feeding my cells. And that's where my body started coming back alive. Because that's what God was telling me. Put foods in your bodies that is going to heal, restore your cells. Because that's what I needed. Because like I said, when I had that stroke, I guess it kills your cells. I really don't know much about. You think I should, but I would, but I don't. I really don't, because I'm not trying to study the cells as to why I had the stroke. Only thing I know is that I shouldn't have put some foods in my body that they shouldn't have been in my body. Period. Even though I was working out every day, I was going. I'll say I started out eating healthy, but I lost my discipline. And when I lost my discipline, that's when the stroke came aboard. I cannot blame it on the food. It did play a part of it, to be honest with you, because I used to eat so healthy. And when I got hired on at a elementary school and working in the cafeteria out of all places, and then they was telling me in the cafeteria that I can eat whatever I wanted to eat, whenever I wanted to eat. It was free. But now I had to tell myself I can eat whatever I want to eat, whenever I want to eat, and it will not harm my body. And so you need to do, like I said, do the exact same thing. Tell your food that food is not going to harm your body. It will not. Okay. And good food keeps you alive. And life is definitely not your enemy. It's not. Food is not the enemy, as it is truly a necessity. But it can start to feel like the enemy if your mind has not been renewed. And that's where God really had to step in my life and renew my mind. Because like I said, the enemy had me so afraid of food, y'all just don't even know. I mean, most people don't even know that part of my life, because I'm just not coming out and telling that part. But yeah, I was afraid of food. And so he gave me a lot of knowledge. He's showing me how to do certain things so I can show everybody else how to do the exact same thing, so you will not be afraid of food. So then I asked them a question as to why do you believe that there's good food or bad food? But I already went into that. Bad food, okay, if we keep depriving ourselves of eating certain foods, we are reinforcing the ideal that those foods are bad. So that's why I say every now and then, if I want a piece of cake, a pie, or cookie, or whatever, I do it. I put it in my body because I know how much, like I said, how much sugar I need and how much sugar I do not need. But I showed them, I'm not going to show that part, but I showed them something. If you put certain foods in my body, especially with my body, I can tell when I put the wrong sugar and stuff in my body. But again, I still remind myself, I can eat whatever I want to eat, and it will not harm me. And I have to keep telling myself till my body line up with the word, period. So I need you to do the exact same thing. Say it after me. I can eat whatever I want to eat, whenever I want to eat it, and it will not harm my body. Period. Yeah, we're gonna kick this food demon. I'm gonna call it a food demon, because when, like I said, I'm pretty sure. Well, from my class, I know for sure I'm not the only one that had battled it, or is still battling it. But I'm not. Okay, I'm not, and I will not. Since we often force ourselves to avoid these foods at all costs, it can lead to feelings of intense desires and cravings. And that's why I say if I get and most of my cravings come from either I see it, my little eyes see what I see all this stuff. And if I look at it and I say, nah, I don't want that today. Because I know that sugar is real bad for the body. I do. Trust me, I do. Eventually, I may do a small class on sugar because, like I said, I do have a class. It's a 4-week class. And trust me, it's packed with some knowledge. And like I said, God said the reason why we're lacking in stuff because of lack of knowledge. Okay? So keep that in mind. But what if we viewed food as just food? And that's what I had to do. It's just food. You have to find out if it's going to put some nutritional value into your body or if it's not going to put any nutritional value into your body. So, and if it's not going to bring you nutritional value to your body, you can say, you can push that to the side. If you want some of it anyway, hey, help yourself. Like I do, help yourself. Help yourself. Yeah, how about that? Okay, so after that, I'm not gonna go to some of this stuff is just I was asking them a lot of questions. I was asking them what should we do, what stuff like that. And then they was asking me questions or what from the test that from the class that I was talking to them about. So so if you allow yourself to eat, and I told them to put down some foods that they are still afraid of. And at any time, let's see, anytime I want you, no, I'm going to say scratch that, but it doesn't matter because it's recording. But if you allow but if I allow myself to eat anything, anytime I want, what if I cannot stop eating it? And that's why I say you will know whether you can put it in your body or not. Because like I said, with the ginger snaps, I was so addicted to those things that I really have not touched them since I stopped eating sugar. Now, a piece of pecan pie, I had a slice of a pecan pie Sunday. And it was so good. Ooh, it was good. But like I said, the only reason I did that because I can, like I said, my little eyes, I don't bring stuff like that in my house. Take that back. I take that back. I don't want to be lying. Because I do every now and then, especially when I was living with somebody, like again, it wasn't them making me buy their cookies and cakes and stuff. It was my decision. But like I said, I do know what I will and will not put in my body. Especially that Patty LaBelle peach cobbler. Ooh, she wrong for that. But it's good. It was really good. It was really good. But again, you have to figure out what you need and what you will not put in your body. But down, that's part of the chat. Like I said, ain't no sense in chatting with y'all because y'all ain't gonna. I mean, you could do the chat, but I'll respond to it later if you want to. But anyway,